Welcome to your storytelling. Enjoy the stories, and don't forget to subscribe. The wedding was a dream. I had found my soulmate, and we were finally starting our life together. But just as I settled into the happiness of being his wife, a shadow from his past came knocking. His ex-wife, Olivia. I thought she was out of our lives for good. She was supposed to be history. But history has a way of repeating itself, and Olivia was back, with an announcement that turned my world upside down. We were having dinner when the message arrived. A long, dramatic text from Olivia. "I need to talk to you, Liam. It's important. Life-changing." My husband sighed, annoyed. "She's always dramatic," he said. I agreed. But nothing could prepare me for what she'd say next. The next morning, she called him. On speakerphone. "I'm pregnant, Liam. And it's yours." My heart stopped. I stared at Liam, waiting for his reaction. He looked stunned, but not guilty. "That's impossible," he said, shaking his head. "We haven't been together in over a year." But Olivia was a skilled manipulator. "It must have happened right before you left," she insisted, her voice trembling. "I was too scared to tell you before, but I can't hide it anymore. Our baby is coming." My gut screamed that she was lying. But how could we prove it? Liam tried to reassure me. "She's playing games, I know it," he said, holding my hands. But doubt lingered in my mind. What if she wasn't? What if she really was carrying his child? And if so, what did that mean for us? Olivia wasn't just a woman from his past. She was inserting herself into our future. I refused to let her manipulate us, but deep down, fear gnawed at me. What if she found a way to destroy everything? I needed proof that Olivia was lying. I suggested a paternity test, but she dodged the topic. Instead, she started calling Liam constantly, sending sonogram pictures, talking about doctor's appointments. It felt too staged, too perfect. Then, I got an anonymous message. "She's lying. Don't trust her." My heart pounded. Who sent this? And how did they know? The message haunted me. Someone out there knew Olivia was lying. But who? And why wouldn't they reveal themselves? I showed it to Liam, but he shrugged. "Probably just someone who knows how she is," he said. But I wasn't convinced. I needed answers. I messaged back, asking, "Who are you? How do you know?" No response. Instead, Olivia escalated. She showed up at our house, cradling her belly as if she was already 6 months pregnant. Something didn't add up. Olivia claimed she was 3 months along, but her stomach was rounder than it should have been. "Every pregnancy is different," she said sweetly when I asked about it. But I wasn't buying it. I knew she was faking it. I just needed proof. "Liam, we need to push for that paternity test," I whispered to him. But Olivia overheard. Her face darkened. "I can't believe you don't trust me, Liam," she said, tears welling up. "After everything we've been through." Liam hated drama, and Olivia knew it. She turned on the waterworks, painting herself as the poor, abandoned mother-to-be. "I never wanted to come between you two," she sniffled. "But I can't do this alone. If you don't believe me, fine. But don't punish the baby." I gritted my teeth. She was good. Too good. Liam looked torn, but he promised me he'd push for proof. Meanwhile, I was determined to uncover her secrets. Olivia claimed she had her first ultrasound appointment and invited Liam. "You should come too," she added, looking at me. It felt like a challenge. "Of course," I said, refusing to let her intimidate me. But the night before, she suddenly texted Liam. I had to move my appointment. "Emergency scheduling issue. I'll keep you updated." My instinct screamed, she's hiding something. It was time to do some digging. I wasn't going to sit back and let Olivia manipulate us. If she was lying, there had to be proof. So, I did something I never thought I'd do. I started following her. It wasn't hard. She wasn't exactly discreet. That afternoon, she wasn't at a doctor's office. She was at a boutique, shopping for fake pregnancy bellies. My heart pounded. I had her. But I needed more than just suspicion. I needed undeniable evidence. I couldn't keep quiet anymore. The evidence was right in front of me. Olivia was faking it. I called her that evening, my voice shaking with anger. "Olivia, I know what you're doing," I said, trying to keep my cool. There was a pause. Then she responded with that sweet, manipulative tone. "What are you talking about?" she asked innocently. "I'm carrying Liam's baby. Why would I lie about that?" But I knew. I had seen her by the fake belly. I had proof. Liam was furious when I confronted Olivia with the truth. He didn't believe it. "You've got to be kidding me," he said, pacing. "Why would she fake a pregnancy? She's not like that." My heart sank. Was he really that blinded by her charm? She's trying to break us apart, Liam. I shouted, but the doubt in his eyes was evident. I couldn't understand why he wouldn't see what was right in front of him. Olivia wasn't the woman she used to be. She was desperate, and she'd do anything to ruin us. The next day, Olivia turned up at our door, again cradling her pregnancy, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. But there was something different this time. She brought her parents. "We just want to clear the air," her mother said, looking at me with pity. "Olivia's been through so much. You wouldn't understand." I bit my tongue. "I understand that she's lying," I replied coldly. But they didn't want to hear it. Olivia's parents were fully backing her story, and the pressure was mounting. I wasn't giving up. I demanded a paternity test. "This isn't going to go away until we know the truth," I insisted. Finally, after much hesitation, Olivia agreed. "But there was one condition. If you get the test, I'll need time to prepare for the results," she said. The words made my skin crawl. Why did she need time? What was she hiding? Despite my suspicions, the test was scheduled. It was finally time to put everything on the line. We waited for what felt like an eternity. Every day, Olivia would send Liam pictures of her growing belly and talk about the baby's future. But all I could think about was the test. We were living in a bubble of uncertainty, and I could see Liam starting to doubt me, doubt us. My stomach twisted with anxiety. What if I was wrong? The thought of losing him to her, again, was unbearable. But I knew one thing for sure. I couldn't back down now. The day we'd been waiting for arrived. Olivia insisted she meet us at the clinic for the results. "I think it's time to end this once and for all," she said with a forced smile. Liam and I walked into the office, and the tension was unbearable. The doctor handed over the sealed envelope, and Olivia tried to peek. "It's my baby, my life," she hissed. But I held my ground. This was the moment of truth. We opened the results together. The test came back, negative. Liam's face went pale. "This can't be," he whispered. Olivia looked like she had been slapped. For the first time, she was speechless. The room was silent, except for the sound of my heartbeat in my ears. "It's not yours, Olivia," I said, my voice trembling with relief and anger. But instead of admitting defeat, Olivia's eyes narrowed. "You think this is over?" she snapped. "You'll regret this." Olivia's reaction was like a slap in the face. I had expected tears or rage, but this was something else. She grabbed her bag and stormed out of the clinic, but not before one final parting shot. "You haven't heard the last of me," she called over her shoulder. Liam stared at me in shock. "You were right," he whispered, as though the weight of the truth had finally hit him. But it wasn't over yet. Olivia wasn't going to let it go that easily. Just when I thought things could settle down, Olivia's latest plot hit us like a thunderstorm. She called Liam one evening, her voice trembling with distress. "I'm so sorry for everything, Liam. But there's something you need to know. I'm not just faking a pregnancy." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. "What are you talking about?" Liam asked, panic rising in his voice. "I've been carrying someone else's baby. A man you don't know. But I'll raise this child as yours if you'll take responsibility." I couldn't believe it. Olivia had taken this betrayal to a new level. "You want Liam to raise someone else's child?" I snapped. "After all the lies, you think we'll fall for that?" Olivia smiled smugly. "It's your word against mine, isn't it? I can twist the truth however I want. You'll never win." But I wasn't going to back down. It was time for one last confrontation. I had to make Liam see that Olivia was never going to stop until she tore us apart for good. Olivia's latest lie was unbelievable. She was now claiming that she was pregnant with someone else's baby, but would make Liam believe it was his to save face. It was her final attempt to manipulate him, but I wasn't backing down. "I'm done, Olivia," I told her over the phone. "Your games won't work anymore." But she didn't care. She was relentless. "You think you've won? I'll make your life a living hell," she spat before hanging up. I felt a chill. This was far from over. I could see Liam struggling. The lies had taken their toll. He had started to question everything. His past with Olivia, his future with me. "Maybe she's right," he said quietly one night. "Maybe I should have been there for her." I felt my heart shatter. "Liam, you don't owe her anything," I whispered. "She's manipulating you. She's always done this." But his guilt was obvious, and it hurt more than anything. Was I losing him to a lie? I wasn't going to give up on Liam. Not now. I hired a private investigator, someone I could trust. The investigator dug deep into Olivia's life, and what we uncovered was worse than I could have imagined. Olivia had been involved in a series of scams before, tricking wealthy men into supporting her under false pretenses. She wasn't pregnant at all. She'd been lying to several men at once. The truth was out there, but would Liam believe it? The investigators' findings were hard to ignore. I sat down with Liam, holding the documents in my hands. "Look at this," I said, showing him the evidence. His face turned pale as he read through the reports. "She's been doing this for years," he whispered. I nodded. "She'll never stop until she's ruined us. You have to choose, Liam. It's me or her." The weight of the decision was heavy on him, and for the first time, I saw him truly see what I had been fighting for all along. Liam's decision came in the most unexpected way. "I'm done with her," he said, holding my hands tightly. "I want to move forward with you. I'm not going to let her destroy us." A weight lifted off my shoulders, but I knew we weren't completely free. Olivia wasn't going to let go that easily. "She'll come back," I said, my voice low. "And when she does, we'll be ready." We'd won the battle, but the war wasn't over yet. Just when we thought we could breathe again, Olivia found her way back into our lives. She showed up at our door one night, uninvited, with tears in her eyes. "Liam, please," she begged. "I can't do this without you. The baby needs you. It's not too late to fix this." I was furious. She was playing the victim, once again, trying to make Liam feel guilty. But this time, I was ready for her. "You're lying, Olivia," I said firmly. "This charade is over." Olivia wasn't ready to give up. She started sending Liam messages, pulling every emotional string she could find. "I've been through so much," she wrote. "You were the only one who ever cared about me." My heart sank as I saw Liam reading her messages. He didn't respond, but the hurt was written all over his face. I was scared. Was she going to win him back? Was I about to lose everything I fought for? Olivia made her most desperate move yet. She tried to get Liam to meet her, claiming she was in danger and needed his help. "I don't know who else to turn to," she pleaded. "You're the father of my child." She was weaving a web of lies, hoping to pull Liam back into her chaotic world. I knew it was another trick, but I also knew Liam's heart was still torn. This was the moment that would define everything. Liam was torn between the woman he once loved and the woman he had chosen to marry. I watched him struggle, not knowing how to make sense of the past and future. Finally, he turned to me, his face pale and exhausted. "I'm choosing you. I'm choosing us," he said, his voice full of conviction. I wanted to believe him, to feel that certainty. But I knew this wouldn't be easy. Olivia wouldn't just disappear. "We have to make her see," I said, "that she's not going to win." The battle was far from over, but together, we could face anything. Olivia had finally been exposed for the liar she was, but her shadow still loomed over us. As we stood together, I knew it was only a matter of time before she tried something else. But Liam and I were stronger now. We'd been tested, and we'd survived. "We'll get through this," he said, kissing my forehead. "As long as we're together." And with that, we moved forward, stronger than ever, ready for whatever came next. Thank you for listening to my story until now. If you liked the video, please support it by subscribing and liking.